If you're type 1 or a type 2 diabetic and you're wondering what's the number one most important thing every diabetic should do, this video is going to show you what this thing is. There are many things you can do to improve your insulin sensitivity, decrease your blood glucose and insulin, or your need for insulin. But what is the one thing that matters the most? You can take medication, drink green tea, take various supplements, use apple cider vinegar, change your diet, exercise. But what is that one, the most important thing that you should do to get in control of your diabetes? By the way, if you're new to my channel, I'm a nutritionist and a health coach who's all about providing you with the best science-based health and weight loss advice. So if you're interested in staying healthy and fit, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to my channel, and click the notification bell, as it helps my videos to get shown to more people. And if you are a returning subscriber, I want to say a special thank you for being here and watching my videos, because my channel just reached 600 subscribers, so thank you so much. Back to the topic. To understand what's the most important thing every diabetic should do, we have to first understand what is diabetes and what causes it. So just a short explanation. Type 1 diabetes is a condition where you have high levels of blood glucose and your body doesn't produce enough of a hormone called insulin, which controls blood glucose. And you end up having to inject insulin daily to keep your blood glucose levels under control. Type 1 diabetes is an autoimmune condition. But what causes this autoimmune condition? We say that the causes are unknown and that the diet has nothing to do with type 1 diabetes. But we do have some evidence that a chemical compound called alloxin that is found in white flour products such as breakfast cereal, bread, pasta, and similar refined carbohydrate products could potentially induce this autoimmune condition. In fact, this chemical is used in experimental studies to create type 1 diabetes in animals so that they could study different drugs. It's just one more reason to stay away from refined carbohydrates and not give these type of foods to your kids or eat them yourself. And then we have type 2 diabetes. Type 2 diabetes is a condition where you have elevated blood glucose and insulin. When you have type 2 diabetes, you may have a lot of insulin, but it's not effective because of insulin resistance. Insulin stops working properly when you have so much of it over the years that your body starts rejecting it because it's toxic. Insulin tries to protect you from the toxic effects of glucose. You start producing excessive amounts of insulin, but then you get toxic high levels of insulin, and then your body tries to protect itself from the insulin and glucose by getting insulin resistant. It just doesn't want these high levels of glucose or insulin. And then in some cases of type 2 diabetes, your body burns out and can't keep up with the high insulin demand. That's when you get put on insulin. And both high glucose and high insulin are toxic to the body. And you get high insulin before high glucose because your body is able to deal with the high glucose at first. It's working hard to pump enough of insulin to keep your blood glucose in the normal ranges until it just had too much of it. The amount of carbs an average person consumes is much higher than an average person can handle. If you need only this much, but you eat this much every single day, let's say you follow the dietary recommendations and get 50% or more of your calories from carbs. It causes toxicity and imbalances in your body that come with many side effects, such as type 2 diabetes, dementia, heart disease, cancer, obesity, and a lot more. You would be shocked to know how much all of these conditions have in common. Elevated glucose and insulin has been linked with all of these conditions. Type 2 diabetes is a condition caused by eating too many carbohydrates, especially the refined carbohydrates. So now, as we know what is diabetes, what are different types of diabetes, and what causes it, we can look at the most important thing every diabetic should do to get better. We have to look at what has the greatest impact on our blood glucose levels. You guessed it right, it's high amounts of carbohydrates. 90 to 100% of all carbohydrates that you eat turn into sugar. Carbs are sugar. The single most important thing that you can do on a daily basis to reduce your blood glucose levels is to eat less carbs. Eating less carbs results in decreased needs for insulin. If you are type 1 diabetic and you will start eating less carbs, you will need less insulin. You will need to work with your doctor and gradually reduce your carb intake and insulin dosage. And so why would you want to do that? Why would you want to reduce your insulin dosage? Type 1 diabetics on average have a 20 years shorter life expectancy. That insulin actually shortens your life. But if you don't take it, it is also dangerous. Both ways, too high or too low, is dangerous. The best option is to lower the need for insulin following a low carbohydrate, high fat ketogenic diet. This diet has been shown to be safe and effective in both type 1 and type 2 diabetics. Sadly, you can't reverse type 1 diabetes and can't fully stop insulin, but you can definitely improve your health and add years to your life by reducing the need for insulin through following a low carbohydrate diet. And I'm shocked to hear how many diabetics are told by their doctors to keep eating whatever they want and take medication, while in fact our diet is the most important regulator of our blood sugars. So just a quick summary. The biggest contributor to your blood glucose levels and insulin levels is the amount of carbohydrates that you eat. I'm not saying that all carbohydrates are the same and that all of them will affect you the same way. What I'm saying is that starchy or sugary carbohydrates, such as sugar, bread, potatoes, rice, they will turn into sugar after you eat them. When you eat a plate of white rice, it's not far with its nutritional composition from a plate of white sugar. So avoid these foods at any cost. And if you need more reasons to stop eating rice, feel free to check my detailed video about rice. And if you have any more questions or you're confused about the low-carb diet, feel free to check more of my videos. I have tons of useful content for diabetics. And if you've enjoyed watching my video, don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. You can also support my YouTube channel by buying me a coffee or signing up for my Patreon. And if you feel that you need guidance and support, helping you to manage your diabetes, I also coach people online, so feel free to get in touch. Thanks so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video.